Hajj is a journey of deep spiritual importance for Muslims worldwide. It is one of the 5 fundamental pillars of Islam, a duty that every adult Muslim who is able must undertake at least once in their lifetime. This pilgrimage takes place in and around the holy city of Mecca, in modern-day Saudi Arabia. It is a unique act of worship, bringing together people from every corner of the globe. The word Hajj itself means to intend a journey, highlighting the pilgrim's sincere intention to visit the sacred sites and perform the prescribed rites. This journey is not merely physical travel, it is a profound spiritual quest. The Hajj is a powerful symbol of unity within the global Muslim community, known as the Ummah. Each year, millions of Muslims from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and nationalities converge upon Mecca. They come together, dressed in simple white garments, setting aside their worldly distinctions of wealth, status, or ethnicity. This immense assembly demonstrates the universality of Islam and its message of brotherhood and equality. The obligation to perform Hajj is not incumbent upon every Muslim without condition. Islam lays down specific criteria that must be met for the duty to become mandatory. Firstly, the individual must be a Muslim. Secondly, they must have reached the age of puberty and be of sound mind, meaning they understand the significance of their actions. Furthermore, the journey itself must be safe, without undue risk to life or property. Beyond these basic requirements, a crucial condition for performing Hajj is physical and financial capacity. The pilgrim must be healthy enough to endure the rigors of the journey, which involves considerable walking and standing, often in intense heat. Financial ability, known as istita'a, means that the person must be able to afford the travel, accommodation, and other expenses of Hajj. Importantly, they must also be able to provide for their dependents back home during their absence. The Hajj journey formally begins when a pilgrim enters a sacred state known as Ihram. Men don 2 simple, unstitched white cloths, symbolizing the equality of all believers before God, regardless of their wealth or social standing. Women wear modest, plain clothing, typically covering their entire body except for their face and hands, also reflecting humility and devotion. Once in Ihram, pilgrims must abstain from certain actions such as cutting their hair or nails, using perfumes, engaging in arguments or sexual activity. Upon arrival in Mecca, one of the first major rituals performed is the Tawaf. This involves circumambulating the Kaaba, the black cube-shaped building at the center of the Masjid al-Haram, 7 times in an anti-clockwise direction. Pilgrims begin each circuit at the Hajar al-Aswad, if possible kissing it, touching it, or gesturing towards it. During Tawaf, pilgrims recite prayers, supplicate to God, and reflect on His greatness. The continuous movement of millions of people around a single focal point is a powerful symbol of Muslim unity and their shared devotion to the one God. Following the initial Tawaf, pilgrims perform the Sa'i, which means to strive or to hasten. This ritual involves walking and sometimes running 7 times between the 2 small hills of Safa and Marwa, located near the Kaaba. The Sa'i commemorates Hajar's desperate search for water for her infant son Ismail in the barren desert. The Hajj journey then moves beyond the immediate vicinity of the Kaaba. On the 8th day of Dhul Hijjah, the pilgrims travel to Mina, a vast tent city a few miles east of Mecca, where they spend the day and night in prayer and reflection. The following morning, on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, they proceed to the plain of Arafat. Pilgrims spend the entire day, from noon until sunset, standing or sitting in supplication and prayer on the plain of Arafat and its central Mount of Mercy, Jabal al-Rahmah. As sunset approaches on the day of Arafat, pilgrims begin their journey to Muzdalifah, an open plain situated between Arafat and Mina. Here they perform the Maghrib or sunset and Isha or night prayers combined and spend the night under the open sky, a practice known as wukuf. After the Ramayan sacrifice on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, pilgrims may perform another tawaf around the Kaaba, known as Tawaf al-Ifada, which is an essential part of Hajj. They also often perform Sa'i again if they haven't done so after the initial Tawaf al-Qudum. Over the next 2 or 3 days, known as Ayyam al-Tashriq, pilgrims remain in Mina, continuing the Rami ritual by stoning all 3 Jamarat pillars each day. Before leaving Mecca, pilgrims perform a final farewell Tawaf, Tawaf al-Wada. One of the most profound impacts of Hajj is the overwhelming sense of unity and equality it fosters. Millions of people from every conceivable background, different races, languages, cultures, and socioeconomic statuses come together as one. Dressed in the simple ihram, all outward signs of worldly distinction vanish. This visual and experiential manifestation of the Islamic ideal of Ummah, the global Muslim community, is incredibly powerful. Hajj is designed to be a transformative experience for the individual. Click on one of these videos to keep the good times rolling. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.